congratulations on the win tonight. Really important to get back to winning ways after missing that game with the World Club Championships. And, of course, congratulations on being world champions as well. But what did you make of Man City's performance today, bro?
Absolutely. There's a reason why we're world champions first, yeah? 100%. This is how world champions behave. This is how we do it. We've come back from as world champions, came to the Premier League. People were waiting for our downfall. First half started a bit slow, obviously. Everton had a 1-0 lead, and I think the game was physical. We had to play a style that Everton wanted to do. Initially, we were trying to pass off the ball. We were a bit careless. But second half, I'll tell you what, I have to respect how this is why we're champions. It's simple. There's a reason why we're champions, yeah? You just don't do this by chance. You don't win like this at Everton away. A team that's been performing so well until today. Yeah, Everton, a Goodison Park. So far in the last 5 games, they're dangerous. Everyone don't know. They're very dangerous. They're not the same Everton 10 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago. They're a very good side. And they played very physical. All they were doing, like rattling us, slide tackling. And we had to be physical. And to be 1-0 down, against Everton in Goodison Park now, when Everton fans are riling their team to get that 10-point deficit that they've been done over by Premier League, which is unfair. I believe it's unfair. I think it was amazing. It's world class. This is a performance that City are used to. This is a performance that Pep Guardiola is used to. And credit to the fans. The fans today showed Goodison Park sounded like Etihad. I'm sorry to say, I'm going to be critical on Everton fans. Man City fans were singing, and you thought you were in Etihad. And I have to give them credit. They turned it around for the boys. And Foden, there's a reason why we've been saying for a long time. Foden is your star boy, England. You're sleeping. If you don't play Foden, you ain't going to go anywhere. You ain't going to win anything. England have to be privileged that they've got Foden. He's the only guy that's won England a World Cup under 17. Yeah, he's brilliant. Utilize him. He's the guy. Build the team around him. Why? Him and Bellingham are the star boys. You saw today what he did. When he's got the confidence, this boy can be a man, 1, 2. There's a reason why he plays with elite players like Kevin De Bruyne. There's a reason why Pep Guardiola plays him. People sleep on him. People say, why does Foden plays for Pep Guardiola, the greatest coach ever? And today you saw, he carried us. I want people today to come and apologize. Those Foden haters have to come out today and apologize. They got it wrong. It's okay to get it wrong. And Foden was absolutely amazing. And the boys had a fantastic performance. Being 1-0 down against Everton, where we thought it was catastrophic. People thought City is not the same as last year. This is what you guys said. Halftime, we know. You change your narrative now. You've changed. Already you've rubbed out what you were saying before halftime. Now you're completely writing completely a different essay about how this is why City are dangerous. We warned you about City. But before that, you were saying, oh, City don't look the same. Oh, City are bored. Look at the way they're playing. They're making errors. There's no leadership. But now you're seeing, you're confused. You're scared. You're all worried. God, if they're back, they might win 4 in a row. Terry, you're nervous.
Well, listen, of course, look, of course, look, you guys winning 4 in a row is more painful to me than the treble. Because it's a treble, we did it first, and you can't take our treble away. No matter how you guys win it, what you do, your history isn't eradicated because somebody else achieved something that's similar or the same. That's not how it works. Muhammad Ali doesn't stop having been a world champion heavyweight boxer because people since him have become heavyweight boxers. But if you achieve something that we haven't, a 4-peat, that will hurt me more because it's something we do not have. So I totally agree, which is why, Man United can't win it, and that pains me. So I'd rather somebody else other than Manchester City win it. And you guys are still the favourites. I've said for weeks, Arsenal can win it. Liverpool can win it. However, you are still the favourites. Even though Arsenal could have a 6-point gap over you, you're the best team in the world. And I think that you guys should be given that respect. You are still my favourites. And people are scared of Man City and have been for a long time now. I want to ask you, Hamza, though, about the penalty decision today. What did you personally make of it? And do you think it was a justified penalty?
I think it was 100% that's a justified penalty because his hand was there. He obstructed the ball. The ball. I think Odegaard first against Liverpool was definitely a penalty. I called out, in fact. I was shocked that I wasn't given. I was shocked. It doesn't make whether he was falling, whatever it is. That's a penalty for Liverpool. And Liverpool were undone. Done. I jumped out straight away. And to me today, that's a penalty. It stops the ball going towards goal. It stops the ball. He basically puts his hand like that. Your hand's supposed to be down on the floor. What are you doing? And that was a fair decision. The referee didn't even need to think about that. He looked at it and thought, that's a penalty. What are we doing here? We don't need to go at VAR. That was a clear penalty. No justification. And that's all because you ranted about, City are making we get favored decisions and this decision, we have to be consistent. Yes, the referees are inconsistent. City have been robbed this season. City have been robbed constantly. And no one talks about it. Against Wolves, Huang should have been sent off. We said it. We had a goal ruled out for Ruben Diaz against Liverpool. We got cheated. How many? We can go back on decision.
And I called that one out as well because it's not an agenda. I understand where you're coming from in terms of that. I do, by the way, think that you cannot be asking defenders to make blocks with their hands by their sides or behind their backs. Their arms are going to go into those positions. I think at the very least here, this law needs to be looked at in terms of reform. When I grew up, we use proximity. You can tell if somebody deliberately handballs or not if you've played the game. When I hear people say his arm wasn't in a natural position today, it tells me one important thing, that you have never played football. Or, in fact, you've not been even watching it that long. His arm's in a completely natural position. The ball just happens to hit the damn thing. It's just not handball, in my personal opinion. However, calling City cheats and everything else, no. What I did have an issue with, the referees when it came to you guys surrounding them. Because I've had a player in the last few weeks who's committed one form of dissent, and in that one bit of dissent was booked twice. The fact you had 5 or 6 players surround the referee and scream in his face, and not one of them was booked, for me is a problem, considering other teams have had players booked and or sent off for dissent. So for me, I'm calling out, and have done all year, the inconsistencies that referees are making. That isn't because it's Man City. I'm calling it out because I've been doing that all year. But I understand where you're coming from. Andrew, what did you make of the penalty shout in that game? I'm sure you were watching it after the Chelsea game. Do you think it was a justified penalty, or can you understand why Everton fans, and of course Liverpool and Arsenal as well, their fans feel aggrieved by it?
Yeah, I don't agree overall with it, but the way the handball rule is now, I can see why it was a penalty. I can see why he gave it. That's the problem. The inconsistency is of the referees, what they give us handball and what they don't give us handball. That's the inconsistency. Of all the rules that football's messed with, I don't know why they needed to mess with the handball rule. I don't understand it. It was clear before. This, like you said, if you're sliding, you're naturally going to move your arms. You don't slide like that. You're not like in a toboggan or something like that. Do you know what I mean? You're like,
cool running.
It's that, but we've seen it though, Terry. We've seen handballs given like that this season. So it's in actually conjecture with what the handball rule is or what it is. Yep. But the problem is, I changed that rule. Like I said, I don't know why they messed with the rule to begin with. It was fine. The way we all knew what deliberate handball was before, and now we don't. That's why I don't understand what Everton fans are saying. I understand what Ham's are saying. If it was my side, given what the handball is right now, I'd be screaming handball. I would. I think we all would be screaming. Nearly all of us would be screaming handball if it was for us. So, but it happened, and like I said, the VR were never going to get into it because the referee or the linesman gave it on the field, so they were never going to overturn it once it's been given on the field. So,
yeah, no, listen, I totally hear you. I totally hear you on that. We've got some super chats here. This is from Jerome, who says Odegaard was 100% a penalty, and I don't understand how they didn't give the penalty. Now this shows how bad Premier League referees are, because how can the Everton one be a straight penalty? Yeah, it's the thing. What I will defend the Premier League referees in this way. Everyone says it's just the Prem refs. I've watched enough of other leagues this year in the Champions League to say no, it's referees in general, because the laws are an absolute state. The amount of bad decisions we saw this year in the Champions League proves to you it's not just English referees.
That'd be given in the Champions League. That would be given in the Champions
League. Every day of the week. Every day of the week. In the Champions League, I've seen them given, like against Newcastle, where it can come off someone's leg and hit their arm.
Yeah.
And they still give it. This year, Hamza, I want to know what team did you support before Pep came to City? Be honest. Don't tell me you were always supporting City. I'm just curious, is what Jerome asks you.
And I've always been a City supporter.
Leave him alone, man. He's a City fan. Leave him alone. Stop this. Leave him alone.
Onana's arm position is basically a second head, but it's completely natural to be where it is.
Yeah,
it's like you just watch any defender make a block at any point, or any player make a tackle on a pitch. Their arms are always in those types of positions. If the ball accidentally hits it, it's not handball.
I really like the old rule that UEFA had. If the shot's going on target, if it's going on target, it hits your hand, even if it's in a natural position, it's a pen. It's clear. We know how to rule it. It's very simplistic, right? You look at the replay on VAR, it's going on target. There's a chance it's going in. It's a pen. And it avoids all the confusion. Now we're arguing if it's in a natural position, is he just diving in a specific way? Like, I think simplicity is the way forward.
If you want to make that the law, then fine. Equally, if that's the truth, then that's not a penalty tonight, because that shot was going well over the bar. Because if it's hit a man, if it's hit him here within a yard or two, the trajectory tells you that's going to row Z, bruv. But you know, if that's the rule, that's the rule. But then you apply it equally to everybody. At least then the application of the rule is fair. City have gotten some very weak penalties this season. They have.
They've been cheated.
City cheated again. What?
Yeah, they've been cheated. We know Diaz should have been. That goal
Hamza's admitted to cheating here. What else have City cheated at?
No, we've been cheated at. We've been cheated. And we don't influence referee, because you said about we influence referee. The only influence referee is Ferguson, and we know it for a fact, whether you like it or not.
What did it say?
That influence, you would never have got that 3 in a row or those league titles you had. And it's a fact.
You have again, but this is the difference. This is the difference. I have no issue with your manager, your club. Klopp does this, trying to influence better decisions for their club. That is part and parcel of every walk of life. You try and benefit things to go your way, whether it's government policies, tax breaks, whether it be refereeing decisions in football. You always try and influence things to favor you. That is absolutely, I have no issue with that whatsoever. None. That's not cheating.
You know what also helped, though? You know what also helped, Terry, for them? That they were the best team in the league at that time as well. Probably also helped.
Yeah.
It's just, something like that as well. Yeah.
No, I hear you completely. Only one-sided after Ake kicked the ball, not before. Look, he only slid after he hit the ball. Again, if you think he's handballed that on purpose, I think you're smoking something very exotic. You are smoking the devil's lettuce, mate. That's what you're doing. Karma, Hamza, Kovacic, Red versus Arsenal, all been robbed, is what Kenny says. And Terry, natural position or not, it's a clear pen because it denied a goal scoring opportunity, natural position or not. But I don't think it did. If you watch that shot again, that is flying well over the bar. Well over the bar. So again, let VAR take a look, but they didn't. So I disagree slightly with what you've said there.